Reinforcements have arrived. Reinforcements have arrived.
Ready and waiting at once.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Affirmative.
Yes. Engineering.
Report at once.
Affirmative.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Very well. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Affirmative.
sir. Ready and waiting.
Yes, affirmative.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Very well. Agreed.
Yes,
Yes,
affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Wait,
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Reporting. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Very well. Of course.
Affirmative. Yes, affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Ready and waiting.
Yes, affirmative.
Report agreed. At once.
Engineering. Yes, affirmative.
Construction options. Training.
Reporting. Agreed. Yes, sir.
Engineering. Affirmative. Yes,
Reinforcements have
affirmative.
arrived.
Agreed. At once. Yes, sir. Of course.
Engineering.
Awaiting
Affirmative.
orders. Affirmative.
Yes, affirmative.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Reporting. Yes, sir.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Preparing.
Awaiting orders.
Preparing. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Training.
Yes, sir. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. At once. Reporting. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
What?
Training.
Affirmative. What? Affirmative.
Credits stolen. Unit
Medic
ready.
report out.
Training. On hold.
Yes, sir. Moving
Cancel. Training. Unit ready. Training.
out. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Ready and waiting. Very well. Yes, sir. Very well. Acknowledged. Agreed. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir. At once. Ready and
Unit
waiting.
lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Base is under attack.
Reporting once. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Chronosphere
Reporting.
ready.
Very well.
Select target. Chronosphere charging.
Yes, sir.
Cannot deploy
Affirmative.
here. Cannot deploy
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
here. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Primary building selected. Construction complete. Building. Chronosphere ready. Select target.
Yes, sir.
Chronosphere charging.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Structure sold.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unable to comply. Building in progress. Unable to comply. Building in
Reporting.
progress.
Of course. Yes, sir.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building. On hold.
Reporting.
Cancel.
At once.
Building.
Waiting orders. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Medic reporting. Moving out.
Unit ready.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Waiting order.
Construction complete. Our base is under attack. Building. Repair.
Acknowledged. Medic reporting. Moving out.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir.
Repairing. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building. On hold. Cancel.
Medic reporting. Moving out. Reporting.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
New construction options. Building.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Building. Insufficient funds. On hold. Cancel. Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
On hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spike
Affirmative.
ready. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Ready and waiting.
Our base
Medic
is under
reporting. Moving
attack.
out.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Comrade, affirmative. Acknowledged.
Ready. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Comrade.
Our
Comrade.
base is under attack.
Affirmative.
On hold. Cancel. Select target.
Yes, sir.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Waiting orders. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. Agreed. Of course.
Building.
At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Ready and affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Ready and affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
At
Building.
once. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. At once. Reporting at once. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Comrade.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Waiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. Very well.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. 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 Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade, acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack. Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
On hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds. Our base is
Yes,
under attack.
affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting order.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Select target.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Select target. Reinforcements
Waiting
have
order.
arrived. Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Base is under attack.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Report affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Silos.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes,
Reinforcements
sir.
have arrived.
Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Of course.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Waiting order.
Select target.
Affirmative.
Awaiting
Yes,
orders.
sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Awaiting acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds. On hold.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Once. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Of course. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Waiting order.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Silos.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle
Affirmative.
reporting.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Engineering.
Vehicle
Affirmative.
affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Silos
Affirmative.
needed.
Acknowledge.
Engineering. Affirmative. Engineering. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Report acknowledged. Affirmative.
Select target.
Acknowledged.
Silos needed. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Ready and waiting well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Cannot deploy here. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Building selected.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Reporting.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged.
Mission accomplished.
You have been busy, comrade. I am to present you with this Soviet star in recognition of your efforts in keeping the Allied dogs from completing development of their new toys. You have done well, my friend. Yet, too well. Soon you will have this drafty corner office, and I will have to start worrying about my own job.